because I already heard some thunder. The dog is in good, it is in a very good mood. This is nice and cool. It went from 80 to I think about 57 degrees today. And all the sun is gone, so he is in fine fettle. But figured we'd talk about the video. People can answer any questions they might have. It's beautifully still up, which is nice. And it's about 1 p.m. and I believe... Hey. Nice to have you guys. Hey. Pardon, mate. Hey, Nikki, nice to have you. Hello, Scientology up north. Please subscribe to her. She's doing some good work out in Denmark. You escaped Florida? Yeah, thank God. I wasn't going to stick around there too long. Far from it. So yes, I escaped Florida after being where I was not supposed to go, where I'm not entitled to go, where I'm not allowed to go, and I committed a horrible sin. You know, I didn't put on pom-poms for his abuse. I didn't cheer for it. So that's a huge black mark. And it's so funny to see how psychotic this guy has gone. From like, I'm gonna do a pre-record too. So I figure, I'll just let this shit alone. But like, one of the reasons I decided to post a video is him and Marilyn would not let the fuck up. And not only that, but they aired footage of my stuff and, made fun of it, whatever, without my permission. So I'm like, fuck it, well, I guess you really asked for it, and clearly you don't want other people seeing what a psychopath you are. So Aaron mentioned it twice, and Aaron endorsed the video. Marilyn was like, oh, Aaron, in the members only, Marilyn to Aaron was like, oh yeah, and the video to Aaron's like, yeah, I saw it, pretty cool. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah. Seriously, just psychopaths, man. Psychopaths. Some people just don't know how to behave. Hey, no, this is one of those situations, I think. Now it's pouring, unfortunately. This dog is running for cover. They're treating this like some Supreme Court ruling they won. No, I mean, I'm glad they won. It was fairly easy to win, I think, if you got a halfway decent lawyer. And as the prosecutors really being far too long and roundabout and excessive. So I'm not surprised, but, I could have I could have thrown out the whole case. That's even, like, Cheryl accosted me and cursed at me at the top of her lungs. Yeah, fuck you! And, like, guaranteed, Aaron's thinking it doesn't matter. He's such an ungrateful little bitch, little piece of shit. What a fucking penis-looking caveman. Seriously. Like, I fucking saved his case. Now I I don't regret it. I don't think Scientology should have won. But, I've bitten my tongue. There's now more, he's now obsessed with me, so there's no more biting my tongue. And I did a pre-record, and they also got mad, and they were like, you don't like Aaron because of, his kind of topsy-turvy relationship with Jenna. That's not why I don't like Aaron. Well, it's one of the reasons, but the main reason is he's physically abusive. He physically threw Juliana onto the ground. He's a physical abuser. He has done things that would qualify him to put him in prison for his physical abuse. So that was the first moment. I don't like people who throw small people on the fucking ground. And he did a whole hour, his whole hour explaining it was like Chicago. Like, he had it coming. That was literally, like, there's not explaining any of the physics. There's no denying that he threw a woman onto the ground. It was just like, oh, she's crazy, so she deserves domestic abuse. She deserves physical and domestic abuse. That makes sense. And then you can see how pieces of shit his loyalists are. They say, oh, that's a solid explanation. She deserved it, right? This small person deserved all of it. So of course, her bones and her life and her safety could be threatened because Aaron is always correct. And he's always the victim, right? He's just the victim that throws people onto the fucking ground. Because that's what victims do, right? That's what people whose sympathy that you have What they do is they throw people onto the concrete. So riddle me that. And then, it was him rejecting all the protesters, saying that they're off kilter and crazy for doing things way more mild than he ever did. And if it were up to him, every protester but him would be in jail because he's burned every bridge that he could possibly burn. So if it was up to him, every protester but him would be in jail, and his stupid lackeys. That's it. I'm going to do a pre-record as well, but I wanted to dispel all the stupid lies that Aaron talked about. First, falling asleep during the trial, because of course he wants to say that because he wants to project that nobody pays attention to me, nobody should ever trust me. I never am correct with information. I always get it wrong. The judge, that's so easily disprovable because the judge was hyper vigilant about nobody responding, and nobody even making so much as a facial expression, or they'd be thrown out. So if there was a dude sleeping the entire time with his eyes closed the entire time, the judge would have thrown me out in a second, in one quick second. Let's look at some of the chats. So that was a lie. He also said it was a lie that I got fired because of science. This is what a disgusting caveman piece of shit Neanderthal he is. Him saying I was lying about getting fired for Scientology, that makes Scientology look better. He doesn't care. His goal is to actually not denigrate Scientology. His goal is to create a new cult and have complete and total control of everybody. And he'll use his judgment. What did I just do? Exit Gabe. I don't know what I clicked on. Must have been the rain. Guys, more super chats you sent, the more pissed Aaron will get. So, just an FYI. You report things as a reporter. I appreciate that, Christine. Thank you. We're trying to get to cover because it's pouring. Wasn't pouring just a moment ago. He's such a childish bully. Amen. Hey, Haggis Basher. Hey, Mrs. J. I'd be happy to be on, by the way. Would have been emotional to react and affect the case by reporting feral behavior. Shows your professionalism as a journalist. Thank you. That you said nothing would affect the outcome. Yeah, I'm not going to help. That's the difference between us. I'm not going to help Scientology win at all. He is so deeply narcissistic where that is not relevant to him. I mean, I'm curious of the people who still follow. I mean, it's not many, right? If you had 240,000 to begin with, you probably have 10% of what you had 3 years ago consistently watching you. So it's much smaller. But I guess there's some people who are just so obsessed with him, he could do no wrong. Childish bully, yeah. Looking at some of your comments. Sorry, guys, I got to look at where I parked. Give me a minute. Don't leave. Okay, I think we're good. I had to figure out where I was parked because the dog doesn't like the rain. Nor do I. Where I was parked because the dog doesn't like the rain. Nor do I. So I'll sit and chat with some of you. A little soaked. Yeah. Well, hey, Hans, thanks for all your comments, by the way. Throughout the months, I appreciate your consistent support. It's very nice. I think 90% of ASL subs are dead weight. Yeah, I'd say 90% is a very accurate. Yeah, like, the interesting part is, I think the reason he's doing the membership Snowpiercer shit is because he's not making money off the lives anymore. He's not getting super chats at all pretty much anymore. And he's not making money off the live. People are still watching him a little bit. 40,000 views for 2 hours on a vertical live. I've gotten that many times, but oh. Put a 2 if you could hear me. Put a 2 if you could hear me. Put a 1 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 if you could hear me. Put a 3 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 if you could hear. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. It's always complicated with the mute button. We'll let the dog in. Safe from the elements. Car's looking like shit as always. What else is new? All right, this is a little better. I'm gonna get a napkin to wipe off some of the screen so I could actually see some of your chats. Sorry, man. I'm sorry it got rainy just when it got nice and cool. That's a bummer. Dodge, how come you didn't get comment from Peter or you drive a ship, ain't that the truth? From Peter or from Andrew Peter Menzel. So that's an interesting question. The judge was very adamant and very careful that the jury leaves a lot sooner than the Scientologists, and the Scientologists leave with a big gap in between them and Aaron's people. So there was literally like it was awkward being in the courtroom with them for 15 minutes when everybody else was gone. There's nothing happening. But the judge said, the judge really didn't want anybody interacting with each other, so I couldn't find them. There he is. Big kisses for Nate. Hey, Kathy. Thank you. I appreciate it. No, is there seriously no sound? Put a 1 if you could hear me. Put a 1 if you could hear me. Put a 1 if you could hear me. Put a 1 if... Okay. Well, you have sound. All right. Well, that's just you. Switching towers. Maybe I have 5G. Let's look at what the chats were. I would think these people would be concerned their behavior is so public, says Haggis. Yeah, I'm shocked. I was originally disappointed. I assumed that Marilyn was streaming. And so I was devastated when I found out that they weren't streaming. And then I was shocked that Marilyn had the stupidity to actually put it up herself. I was like, really? Really? Okay. I can hear you now. Cool. Thank you. Good morning. Hey, Donna. Thanks for all your support. Good morning, Dodge. I went out last night and came home to a flurry of more crap. Right? Ain't that the truth? I'm glad you put up that video, and I know many have downloaded it. I'm sure. That's good to know, though. That woman is unhinged and showed her true colors. Yeah. I mean, it's still up, so I don't think it's going to be taken down. It's just going to sit there, as it should. Cammed Up Caveman says, I don't know much about either side of the Scientology drama, but I do think that your report on the trial was professional and seemed unbiased. Thank you. I already ordered the trial audio and will be sharing it. Feel free, and if you want to use any of my material, you could do so. You have my full permission to do that. Any material that you'd like. Yeah, I mean, it's shocking. It just doesn't make any sense because, I thought the guy should be not guilty. And that's what I was going to talk. I wasn't there to, bash him at all. But they decided, Marilyn and her friends decided to go 0 to 60 on me. And then Aaron decided to endorse it. And in the members only talk about how much he liked Marilyn's video. So Aaron has been officially endorsing witness intimidation behavior. You gave her far more attention than she deserves. I'm always respectful. And, I have some sympathy for them in some regard because they felt like I betrayed their friends, right? So I'm going to, understand a little bit, why their emotions are so pent up, but I'm their children. Dodge, are you going to the big cult trial in Hawaii? I've never heard of it. Screenshot. Note to self. Which cult? Maybe. That'll be cool. Hawaii. Wouldn't be opposed to going to Hawaii. Is DOA screwed? Looking at some of this past precedent, I don't think he's screwed. I think he has a fighting chance in hell, or more than a fighting chance. It's Los Angeles, which is, more lenient than Florida, especially, Clearwater. My assumption is they're going to get tired of his continuances and give him a plea. Whether he'll, DOA was adamant about not taking one and how symbolically that important that is. So that is, so I don't see that happening, but no sympathy from me. I didn't expect that crap from Marilyn. She was a psycho in the video, says Nancy. Yeah. And then they just dug into it. It wasn't like they just yelled to me and that was it. She went on Aaron's stream, or Aaron went on hers, accusing me of stalking her, which is the most insane thing. I even was on her
I was even on her stream, and so we had a nice conversation. But I guess I'm polite to everybody. I think Marilyn is having some type of inappropriate relationship with ASL. I'm not going to endorse that, but it should make me laugh. Would have been emotional to react. Yeah, I saw that. I missed some of the early chats. Oh, so somebody super chat. Thank you. Thank you very much, Nikki, Ohio. I appreciate it. Hey, Nikki, if you're ever in Ohio, I probably will be in Ohio covering the, Vivek Ramaswamy race around November. That's very sweet, Nikki. I appreciate it. Scientology of North says Mark Safe from Clearwater. Ain't that the truth? Dodge, did you see Marilyn's live stream? Yes, I believe I saw both of them. The live stream where Aaron also endorsed her actions completely. Aaron 1,000% supported her actions. Dodge, been in many cult cases, says John Bream, in the UK past couple of years. You missed a trick not asking Andrew Peter for comment. That's fair. I think I explained that. That the judge was very adamant about everybody separately leaving, so I physically would be unable to. We were, 15 minutes. We were held 15 minutes apart from each of each other. So it's like the jury left, and then 15 minutes the Scientologist left, and then 15 minutes later, Aaron and his lackeys left, which is very awkward because we were all in the room for 15 minutes, and Aaron was like, "Hey, we're all going out to Flanagan's," and he points to me, and says, "You're not invited." I'm like, "Bitch, I didn't think I was." Such a piece of shit. Radicalized on both sides. Dodge wherever you want, go where you. Yeah, I don't. I said I wasn't going to go to the trial. I didn't think anybody would give a shit about me. I'm a dude with 11,000 subscribers. Aaron has 250,000. Aaron fully endorsed. I bet Aaron not only endorsed the actions of them screaming at me. Marilyn was like, "We see." I don't know if Aaron was with them at the Cracker Barrel or not. I have no idea. Aaron could have been talking with his attorney. He could have been with them. But I'm sure Marilyn is like, "Should we just go out and harass Dodge?" And he's like, "Yes, absolutely. Absolutely." So just to piss them off because it's funny and people sent a nice amount of donations, I think I'm going to go on April 14th. I was originally just going to be like, I have some other stuff to do, but now I think I'm going to go because it's just so funny to see how pissed off he gets. He's such a little bitch. That's what's hilarious about him. He's this hulking 6'2" dude, but at the end, he's like the littlest bitch wussy that you'll ever meet. A pure coward. Piece of shit. It's interesting to be a pathetic piece of shit puppy and at the same time be a physically abusive bully who physically abuses women and throws them on concrete. It's interesting to have both, where you're so sensitive, yet you just spew hate and vile towards pretty much everybody except for the 11 people who still like you, because it ain't nobody else. He knows that you go to court hearings. So you're right. And he'll always try to discredit it. He said, I got everything wrong, and that's why he stopped having me on. The reason I wasn't on, really, is there's no more cases to cover. I got terminology wrong about the Danny Masterson thing, which was a slip-up, but didn't affect the understanding of the case or the result of understanding the result of the case, but I flipped some. I can't remember what it was. It's something like in perpetuity. It wasn't in perpetuity, but I messed that one up, and there was like one instance I thought somebody was there when they weren't, and that was it. And then we did the Elvis trial, we did Danny, the protester, we did Streets, a lot of stuff without any sort of issue. But then after that, so that's, again, so he's just fucking lying. He's just a lying piece of shit. Of course, which is unsurprising. And then there just weren't any more trials, and I was doing no dislike in that regard, one direction or another. We were just not doing the same things, and there's just nothing to cover, right? And it is an expense thing. Aaron's team, they're trying to say to me how grateful it is. And look, I'm grateful that Aaron had me on. Like, I am grateful that Aaron had me on his stream during the LA trial. Like, he didn't have to do that, but this is my mom's perspective. My mom wasn't grateful, and I'll just indicate what her perspective is. And she felt like, that's interesting. Aaron got 50,000 views. This is when he used to get views. 100,000 a lot of the times. Oh, Aaron got 100,000 views on the Elvis trial. You went out to Memphis and covered that. Oh, Aaron got 60,000 views on the Danny Masterson update. That's interesting. Aaron didn't have to fly across the country, rent a hotel, pay for the flight. And my mom was like, how much does Aaron make from 50,000 views? And I thought, he probably makes $500. My mom was like, so that's interesting. So you fly out here, you rent your own hotel, instead of just him parroting information that from somebody that was there and he parrots back, which is less enticing, you have somebody who's actually there talking about it, which helps his channel. Oh, that's interesting. So he gets $500 and you get $0. So yeah, so he was so kind. What a kind thing to have me spend my own money to enhance his channel, right? I mean, I couldn't think of anybody kinder than that. I mean, who, you know, it's just like it's like life insurance, right? It's like a life insurance scams. Once you get your own life insurance license, Hell's Fire says, Dodge, thank you. You're an absolute legend. And your dog is adorbs. Thank you very much. Almost all of Aaron's content is off other people's back. I mean, yeah, there's a bigger discussion to be had that there's just not much happening in Scientology, right? So if you that's, you know, I do other topics, I like other topics, and it makes sense. If you don't do other topics, there's not a lot to talk about. And so you're gonna have to go for the jugular and constantly insult and encourage people to fucking kill themselves. What a swine. What a fucking disgusting swine. Comment about your trust fund is implorable. They're really trying to use that against me. Shit, man. Oh, and Aaron's other claim was that it's clear that Scientology, I didn't get fired because of Scientology, I got fired because I sucked. And the proof of that is that I'm not in a current journalism job. As if I'd want to be, because I was getting paid $27,000 a year in Yuma, and I'm making something similar to that now, a little less, but not by a whole lot. And it's about 2/10 of the work, and I get to cover the cases that I like, and I have a base of people who enjoy what I'm doing, despite Aaron's efforts to stop that. And I get to spend all day with my dog and not leave him in a room or with somebody for 9 hours a day. And I get to travel, which I love and I'm obsessed with, and I get to see my family for 3 months a year. And when I worked full-time, I did not. My mom or dad would be kind enough to fly to Christmas. I'd usually work on Christmas or a holiday and see me for 2 nights, 3 nights and say hi. But yeah, so that's again, Aaron has no real human emotions in that regard. He just uses people, so he doesn't really understand quality time. Like when he demands that Jenna flies to him, he doesn't actually spend time with Jenna. He just spends time drinking his ass off with his friends, yelling at people on a stream, and then going on these epic 3-hour streams where he just screams at people. He doesn't understand the concept of actually dating somebody. And he just likes to use her. That's about it. And she's attracted to people who don't respect her because she doesn't respect herself. And it's just like they're high school kids. You know, the tragedy of the 18-year-old girl who, it's not all of them are like that. Most of them aren't. But there's a segment, you know, when you're really young that you like the men who are really mean to you and don't like nice men. And a lot of women, thank God, grow past that fairly quickly. But not Aaron, not Jenna. It's attractive to her. It's attractive when Aaron talks down to her. It's attractive when Aaron oppresses her. So they're 2 peas in a pod. 2 pieces of shit. No one knows, no one nowhere 72. Oh my God, I got 20 super chats. Thank you guys. You guys are too sweet. I have to look back at who gave me that super chat. They are all just jealous of you. That's sweet. And your awesome lifestyle. I appreciate that. They say, well, they're trying to criticize my lifestyle. I'm like, bitch, I'm happy. I get by. My YouTube is growing. I have a lot of friends. I have a life that I enjoy. I tried dating, but unlike Aaron, when I was dating this young lady who you saw on YouTube, I said to her, I don't know if I'm hardwired for this. So let's be very slow. And I cannot tell you from the outset if this is really the right thing for me. And ultimately it wasn't, but I was very careful. And I said that to her from the very beginning. It's just we are complete opposites. So yeah, my life is fun, but they want me to feel really bad about it. The hilarious part is they keep saying how ashamed my parents are. My parents help fund this and are the opposite of ashamed. They think the Scientology, for my parents, they think the Scientology shit is just a sandbox and it's stupid and I should do more politics. Which is a fair argument, although people expect me to do some of the Scientology stuff too, so. But nice try. Dodge, why are you ignoring me? Because you're not the real Kate Taylor, that's why. Dodge, why didn't you do a video of recap? That's fair, Lucy. Dodge, why didn't you do a video recap of DOA's court case from 2 weeks ago? We need to rely on Becky's recaps, which are confusing at best. That's a fair argument. I didn't do a report because I wasn't there, but he only got a continuance. So there's not, I mean, I guess I could do a 3-minute video saying, hey, he got a continuance. But, yeah. Jenna's not but if there was more of that was happening, I would have given it, I would have given I would have done a video. But, you know, I'll fly out for his trial. Jenna's not a POC, she's a victim, and she will make another video calling ASL a monster before the year is out. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's just that part. Marilyn's got offended because I said to her, I found a lot of this hilarious, because she lied and said that I found her pain hilarious or what they went through. No, I find that Jenna going back and forth and them in love with each other and then her hurling insults at him and then them back together, that's funny. Because it shows how mentally psychotic and unstable they are, and both of them lack self-respect. Scientology up north. You were trust fund shamed. Right. I was trust fund shamed. That's funny. Dude, my trust fund is $10,000 a year. Okay? It helps me. It's not an exorbitant amount. And some people appreciate that I use that to give them information that they appreciate. Well, Hellsfire, thank you. 20 super chat. Oh my God. Keep up the rad work, mate. Independent journalism like yours helps defeat misinformation. That's so sweet. God, that's a really nice super chat. Thank you. God, I need to get yelled at by Aaron's people more often. See, this is a problem, Aaron. I'm going to go back to your trial because people hate you so much and I profit from it, you stupid, abusive, bald motherfucking caveman. Stupid. Every time you talk about me, it backfires. I get more support. Stupid. So do it again, bitch. Do it again. I've bitten my tongue. I've been classy. No more being classy. And you know, I'll fucking end this motherfucker. I'm not going to. I don't give a shit. Sound is glitching. Oh shit. All right, K Taylor, I'm gonna block, or fake K Taylor, I'll block you. Sweep through Erie, PA. Hey, you know, I think I will do Erie. Erie forever. I love your name. Right on the lake. The dog and I have been to Erie before. We enjoyed it. And you can buy me a trustee dinner. I do have enough of my trust fund to sometimes take supporters out to dinner. I've done that, and I will do it again, damn it. So I'd love to take you out to dinner, please. Email is dodge.landisman@gmail.com. Jenna will leave and go back a few more times before she breaks free, unfortunately. Neuropsych, YouTube is a business and politics doesn't pull the money. Covering these cases gives you more views and cash. It's simple economics. To some degree, although I've gotten a lot of I had a decent amount of success covering a lot of the election stuff in Texas. And one video got 6,000 views and another one got about 3,500. And another one got about 3,000. So actually, the political views are now about similar to the Scientology stuff. They're two very different audiences, and they're much less of a built-in audience. Thing is, the politics is that it's nice because it pays more. The advertising, because it's political, and they advertise during political season, right? So the stakes are higher, and it's more of a popular topic. So you make more money advertising with the political stuff than Scientology. But yeah, I know what you mean. Great work, Dodge. Thank you, Super Pup. George looks like a real lunatic. Yeah. You fucking clown! You fucking clown! That's great. I stand corrected. But no, but fair point. I wish I was at the Cracker Maryland Dodge. Thank you, Greenspan. Very cool. I like your Alan Greenspan. All right. I like your screen name, a Greenspan economist. Badass. That George guy is a really big mouth. Ain't that the truth? I find it extremely funny that you put your private life on a public platform and then bitch when people talk about it. Right, and that's what the point that I was trying to make. I was like, dude, if you cheat or do some crazy shit in your personal life and we don't know, or like it's just them talking about it, but he just talked about his personal life. That's half of his stream, is his stupid ass personal life and him. Nora made a funny comment that was like the picture of Josh Hawley. He's probably gay, kissing his wife. Verity said, "Hey Verity, nice to have you. What did George Massey yell at you? We couldn't understand a word he screamed. He said, 'You fucking clown! You fucking clown!' That's what he screams at me. Do great work, Dodge. Thanks, Scientology North. I'm sure it'll pay off sooner than later. It takes years. It takes years to really, it took Aaron 3 years, before he got probably 40,000, 30,000 subscribers. It takes some time. It takes investment. They all like to make fun of people who are or newer than them. And that's the thing. It's like Aaron obviously will have the most subscribers in the anti-Scientology movement, because he was in Scientology, right? And he was on various streams and stuff and very big YouTube. So, that will always be a credibility that I won't ever have because I was never raised in Scientology. So he'll be a good go-to source. Somebody's saying I was jealous about him, and I'm like, we have two very different backgrounds. Like I'm not, I fell into Scientology, but I didn't grow up in it. I wouldn't be that main person. Never. It's a big case. It's a big cases that make or break. Aaron was raised in a cult. Yeah. Now he has his own. Ain't that the truth? Marilyn has a long history of bullying. I'm gonna laugh at your comment. I appreciate all your comments, Gotham. Thank you. I'm gonna laugh at it, but not read it out loud. Can't figure out the Eric Rader guy. Eric has so many subs, but he has such low numbers on his live stream. Yeah, it's like Tommy Scoville. They have a big jump. How many does Eric Rader have? Like 6,000 or something? Share. Thank you. I appreciate that. Mrs. J, I'm happy to be on, by the way. Email me, dodge.landsubmit@gmail.com. With you and Toddy, either or. They guys, subscribe to Mrs. J. Grace, Aaron hates her. So, very relevant for anybody to subscribe to her. Please do. I can totally see how she was accused and was open about abusing her kids. I'm not going to endorse that. I've heard somebody send me a video where she was flippant toward the way she raised her kids. I'm not going to endorse that, but I've now heard, I've seen 5 comments about that. I don't think that's the case. She seemed nice in that regard, but I've seen those comments. I don't know what that's about. Not sure if Marilyn still works in the non-for-profit. She did a few how would she find the time? She did a few years back, but I don't think they would appreciate her behavior. I don't think they would either. Not that I'm not gonna call them. I'm not that petty, but don't ever do that. Anybody watching, don't ever call her job or anything. Like, I'm not, this is the difference between her and I. I don't take it as seriously as she does. Like, I don't think she's such a bad person where, she should lose her employment or anything even remotely close to that. To me, this is just a world, they're different characters with it. And I always take some understanding of people who are in a cult, because it's again, Aaron is like her nephew or something, or brother or nephew, or, their blood oath runs deep. I want to watch. Hot sauce on tongue. Eric series translating hot garbage is actually informative. Cool. Eric is a cool dude. I liked meeting Eric the 3 times I've met him. He was not, he wasn't non-gracious. He wasn't friendly with me this last time, understandably, although he wasn't rude to me either. Some people really don't like Eric. Eric is informative, nothing but inducing projectile vomit. Dodge, keeping it classy. Don't let them get to you. I'm not. Can't wait for DOA to go to prison. I think DOA is going to get a plea deal. I'm no narc, but I just found it interesting that she worked for a place of that nature. It's ironic. Streets LA Scientology channel is 400K subs. Yeah, it's a lot more. He makes videos a few times a year and gets hundreds. Yeah, he's a lot more successful than Aaron will ever be. No contrast. And deservedly so. I mean, you can see how quickly you rise if you don't attack people all the fucking time. Like, Aaron could have been where Streets LA is at now if Aaron didn't spend half his stream screaming at people that most of his audience has no clue as to who they are and promoting them. So good job, stupid. He could have been where Streets was. What's really lol is that YouTube is taking sweet time. Take your video down. It's still up, I know. As of 1:43, it is still up. Ain't that beautiful? What I derived from the psycho lady, she accused you of walking miles just to spy on them. I don't need you to show me proof that you didn't, as your previous behavior tells me that ain't Dodge's style. No. And Donna, I like to walk. Molly Moon. Right, 8 or 9 years, quite a long time. That's, he tries to make fun of everybody for having small channels, and it's like, dude, you had a channel similar to my size for like 2 years, 3 years. Piece of shit. But you can see nobody, I mean, his ceiling for people that are loyal to him is about 5,000 subscribers. That's the other thing. They're like, oh my God, Aaron got Dodge all of his subscribers. Dude, Aaron didn't even get me monetized. I wasn't monetized until way after I had any sort of relationship with him. Aaron helped me grow from 1,000 subscribers. I'm very grateful for this, to 3,000. I have 11,000. The vast majority of subscribers that I have was not due to Aaron. Even if Aaron never had me on, the channel that got me, the channel that got me monetized was after Masterson's sentencing, where we didn't have much of a relationship anymore. And I did a very timely video, and I talked about how I was a news anchor that got fired for talking about the Masterson case. And that got like 30,000 views, and that got me monetized. And that got me an additional 2,000. That was one little video I did. So there's one video I did, and then I've gotten, I probably got 400 from Texas, and I got probably 600 for the New York City mayoral race, and I probably got about 500 from the presidential stuff. And so, and I got a lot of new subscribers with the coverage of Streets LA's case. And that was helpful. That I probably got a whole 1,000 from that. So that's just a fucking lie that he's responsible for all of my success. Stupid, you are responsible for about 17% of it. That's literally it, stupid fuck. Just to see such a swine. Oh my God, Verity, shit, thank you. You didn't have to do that. Sent 10 gift memberships. Thanks, Anne Casillas, who sent the last batch of memberships to Anne Casillas with their beautiful cat. Is a sweetheart. Thank you. God, that's super nice. I'm glad I did that. I really need to get bullied by Aaron and his crew more often. It's fun. Screeching. Yeah, screeching is a good way to put it. Shared. Please do. Please share. Dodge venting. Yeah, in the lives I vent a little. I'm going to do a pre-record as well. I already recorded it. I got one thing messed up because I confused Jen and Erica, and then I halfway said Erica, and then I'm like, oh, I meant to be talking about Jen. And then I quoted George as saying, fuck you, you piece of shit, where he said, fuck you, you clown. That's about it. I get it. It's still worth protesting. DOA is a fundraiser for private investigator, but nobody knows if the instigator versus criminal cases or civil lawsuits. Yeah. Here, the rain stopped. You want to come out? Hey, come. No more rain. There we go. Shit, where'd I put my cigarettes? No, all right. There they are. Park is this way. You went the wrong way the whole time. So he says some gift Verity. We got that. No one is 40. Yeah, now, oh, it's funny. Speaking of which, now one is 40 and the other is 70. Right. So it was funny. My mom overheard the whole thing with Marilyn screaming. She thought it like it was a 15-year-old girl. She's like, why is a teenager here involved in this screaming at you? And I'm like, it's a lot older than that. Nikki, thank you. I appreciate it. Dog is adorable. I found him on the street in Mexico. Picked him up. Started following me, and he has yet to stop. Clean out your car. Gross. You spit in the sidewalk. Okay, I'll take it from you, Erie, because I respect you. I do spin the sidewalk. Maybe that's not nice. Duly noted. Thank you for the membership, says Molly, to Verity. Yes, Verity. Thank you. The video, you were, say, in front of a window with closed. The video, you were, say, I'm trying to decipher that. I mean, I didn't feel unsafe. None of them made me feel like unsafe,
George had to be physically restrained. I didn't think he was going to assault me, but he was wanting to get close to my face, and he was physically restrained. But I don't think anybody's going to be scared of George. That's the difference between, again, that's the difference between me and Aaron. My first thought of somebody small coming after me is just they're not going to hurt me. And the worst thing that happens is if they really physically interact with me, I'm bigger than them, and I could just probably hold their hands and block it. Of course, if you're Aaron, when that happens, you have to throw that person on the ground and hope you break their bones, and then hope you don't go to jail for that. It's the difference between us. But he just likes to abuse women physically, frequently. Jill. Aaron's car smelled like bad mildew yesterday. It's funny. You should watch it. I have a feeling Scientology is going to double down on Aaron. Yeah, there's still one case to go. That's our code for squirrels. He's excited now. I never want COS to win, but ASL will be insufferable now. Yeah, you know, he's very arrogant about it, and now he thinks, you know, now he thinks he's morally justified in his physical abuse, right? Because he won his case. All of a sudden, it's okay that he's a physical domestic abuser. A physical abuse twice, because remember him crying on his stream and saying that he was expecting a knock from police at the door and that he had to restrain Jenna Miscavige, just restrain her, right? And that he expected the police to arrest him for abuse. So he abused people more than once. I don't buy that fucking bullshit that tiny little Jenna Miscavige needs to be restrained. So he was beating on, let's make the correction, he was beating on Jenna Miscavige. He was beating her just like he beat that other woman. Stupid fucking caveman. Who's really a Neanderthal savage animal. He should be put in a fucking zoo. That's the thing, maybe they should have him guilty and just put him in a zoo for people to throw shit at him. Use it, whole business of theirs. Oh wait, yours. Looks like a beautiful day over there. I love the rain. The dog likes it when it's done raining. Because there's no sun, so he really enjoys it. Mr. Active. I've been to Lake Michigan over the pond. Cool. At 19 with my USBF. Oh, very cool. Dog has taken a little dip in Lake Michigan before. He had a good time. Loving the salt. Thank you. Glad you're enjoying it. Thank you for your comments again, Gothic Lady Lazarus. What else are we talking about? Nice to have people in the chat sometimes. Sometimes I have like 3 people. Not that I expect to have a lot of people all the time. You watch this more than my political stuff. Though my political lives ended up doing well too. And that's fair. I had a poly love and I'm a mono and it's not doable however you try with no, it's not. It's like sexuality. You are what you are. You're honest and transparent. That's what I said to her. And you know, the girl, yeah. Yeah, and that's what I said to this woman. It's like, it's really, I don't know if I'm hard. Yeah, I didn't cheat when we were with each other. But I'm like, I don't know if I'm hardwired for it. And that, you know, once you do the polyamory stuff, it's like, is it really a relationship? Or, I mean, I guess it is. I'm convinced that Aaron bought subs. There's no way he has that many based on his views. Right, it isn't logical. Right, I mean, it's impressive that he did grow 10,000 subscribers from 20,000, 30,000, from 225 to like 255. But the numbers do not indicate that he would grow by 30,000 subscribers. The Masterson stuff made a lot of sense. And some of that is nothing to do with him. Some of it is just Scientology's not in the main news anymore, right? Like it was with the Masterson situation. But yeah, I never gave credence to the theory that he bought subs. So now I think he probably bought subs. Because it's the same fuckers commenting the whole time. There's that woman with the Canadian flag, like, talking shit all the time. Hope you see this live, stupid. Ha! You may brag about Lake Superior, but Lake Erie has eaten more shit. This is true. Erie, man, Coney Island. Hell yeah. We'll get a Coney Island. I'll treat you to Coney Island. How about that? Did he really take classes? Who took classes? ASL can cry. Oh yeah, crying command. Yeah, how do you know that? Erie, did you live in Dallas? We are in Turtle Creek. Pretty. People shit on Dallas a lot, but I'm like, I had some nice parks. You can drive around. After driving in New York City and LA, the traffic isn't that bad. It's not good, but it's not terrible. The funny thing about Dallas is all the traffic is like really mainly out of the city. It's like along the highway from like Plano or up north in the suburbs. It's like everybody lives in the suburbs and nobody lives in Dallas. And it's all traffic going into Dallas and out of Dallas on like 2 interstates. Like into Dallas from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Out of Dallas from like 3 p.m. to about 6:30 p.m. And then there's really no traffic at all. And the traffic out of Dallas is like, it's just the main interstates. But if you go away from the interstates, the traffic is like movable and fine. But such is life in the big cities. That's the thing. Traffic is never, and minus New York and Philly. I mean, Philly, I'll add that. Not minus New York, Philly, and LA. If you drive internally in a city, the traffic is actually not, even in a big city, the traffic's not that bad. Lake Superior, it's last great shipping for any salties. I didn't know that. Very cool. Dog is zooming around. He is. He's having a great time. Getting his energy out. He's just enjoying the colder weather. It just dropped. He was not active yesterday because it's about 80 degrees. But now he's Mr. Active today. Are you going to Scott's Court next month? No, because it's only another hearing. It's not a full. Do they have a trial? They don't have a trial day scheduled, right? If it was a trial, I would go, but I don't. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. We have Great Lakes beef. Yes, love you, Lynx. Yes, the Lynx. Hot Lynx. You people know your geography or lol, right? Not all of us Canadians are idiots. Sorry, Dodge. Just Briggs, PM. Yeah, Briggs. Well, I know that because I spent a month in Vancouver covering the Canadian federal election. And I went to rallies for everybody. I saw Jonathan Pedneau. I had a man crush on Jonathan Pedneau. He is the Green Party co-leader. I was like, man, if there's one person to have a man crush on, it's Jonathan Pedneau. Kind of in love with him. I saw him. I saw Jagmeet Singh. I saw Pierre Poilievre. It's really hard to figure out how to pronounce his name. And of course, I saw Mark Carney. And it was fun. He keeps getting continuance, and the judge denies all his motions. Yes, but that's the thing, right? Like DOA is embarking on an exercise of futility because he wants to pay this money to have a private investigator to uncover explosive details, which they might be able to uncover. But what's going to happen is the judge is going to say it's not relevant, just like the judge ruled with this case, with all the Scientology stuff being not relevant. Aaron still won, but like. Dog does have his parvo vaccine. If not, he has parvo. Do not let him drink puddles, but I appreciate it. Thank you, Jennifer. Jennifer, it really meant it because a lot more people watched Texas and New York City mayoral election. So thank you. It really meant a lot that you were watching. Like, all right, at least Jennifer really likes it. So I appreciate it, Jennifer. Thank you. Pierre Poilievre. He's an asshat. Yes, total asshat. I thought it was funny. I can't believe he lost his seat. I can't believe he lost. Not that we're not going to talk too much about Canadian politics, but I can't believe that he lost his seat, and then they still had him be leader, and then he was like in Ottawa, which is like a nice big city. And he's like, all right, kids, you enjoy your life in Ottawa? Great. Let's live in fucking northern Alberta. That'll be great. Fuck you. We're moving to northern Alberta. Literally, as the monkey's flapping at you in Florida, you handled it gracefully. Thank you. His lawsuits against LAPD and Scientology got denied. He wants to resubmit. I see. Well, if it got denied, it got denied. I mean, you can try again as many times as you'd like, but right? How effed up Polyev could have stepped aside. Can't win your own damn seat. So I'll this is my last thing I'll say about Canadian politics. There's a big battle between Poilievre's people and I think the much more logical Doug Ford people, who's brother of famed crack-smoking mayor, Toronto Mayor Rob Ford. And the Doug Ford group in Ontario has been having a lot. They kicked I think they kicked Kathleen Wynne is who they ran against. They kicked the Liberals' ass in the provincial elect, like disgusted, like 65%. Think about that. What if New York State, Ontario is kind of like New York State in terms of their voting patterns, how liberal they are. It's like if New York State went 65% for a Republican. But I think Ford's people tried to really sabotage Poilievre, which is funny. We'll see. Love Doug. Right? Exactly. That's why, right. I think Doug Ford might be the next prime minister. Because, right, even left moderate people like him versus left moderates didn't really like Poilievre. I didn't think Poilievre was that crazy. I was like, he's kind of like Mitt Romney, really, with his policy. But they never won a jury until Scott. Until Scott, was Scott... Did Scientology win against Scott somewhere? I don't think they did. Yeah, got all kinds of crazy politics here in Ontario. Yeah. Well, Ontario is interesting because it's so massive, but it's all GTA and Ottawa, and then beyond that, it's you'll see in rural Dryden, Ontario, you'll see Trump flags and stuff, and it's a different world. It's you're right back. It's you're in Ohio. Sudbury, Ontario is the weirdest. I always say, in terms of corruption, the USA is the mafia, Mexico is the cartels, Canada has the biker gang. And Sudbury was just it was fascinating. It was overrun on the weekends by menacing biker gangs. It was dismissed without prejudice, 30 days to refile. Oh, so he right. But here's the thing about people who challenge Scientology. It's yeah, they're successful if they get to a jury trial, but a lot of this stuff will be thrown out. Love to hear your thoughts on news claiming there's a serial killer dumper. I've heard that killer dumping bodies in Lady Bird Lake. I think it has more to do with the bar scene close to the bodies of water, so who knows. He'll get hammered. Yeah, that's Austin. I'm in Dallas, but I've heard that. It is a kind of fun story. Well, not fun, but interesting story. What up, Dodge? Hey, Blood Farts, great name. I'm predicting. I'm just going to look up. Somebody else was very kind in giving me some super chats, so I want to thank them. But there's been a lot of people in the chat today, so it's hard to keep up. Remember, $1 towards me is $1 against physical abuse that Aaron has committed twice. 2 recorded times of Aaron committing physical, jail-worthy, prosecutable domestic abuse. Aaron is a domestic, physical, violent abuser who should be in jail. And if the women wanted to, they put him in jail. It's good that you're more of a freelancer now if it makes you happier. The line between pro journalist and amateur journalist is blurry. Yeah, unlike the line between... That's funny. Unlike the line between amateur and pro gynecologist. Wasn't there some really creepy thing where a gynecologist was impregnating women, or maybe it was a fertility doctor? It was a wild documentary. So here's an aspect that Marilyn is upset about that I will understand in some regard. She feels like if I call myself a journalist, I don't know, sometimes I'm a journalist, sometimes I'm not. What is a journalist? This is not a pipe. But she feels that why, do the gossip stuff? It's not news, it's not reporting. I mean, journalism, technically, TMZ is journalism as well. National Enquirer, I view that person as much of a journalist as somebody writing for the New York Times. They're both journalists. Journalism doesn't mean sacred. It doesn't mean you're good. It doesn't, you don't even have to be fair and balanced. There are opinion writing journalists, right? So with YouTube, you can make of it what you'd like. And I understand for some, they feel like you're not talking about things a reporter would talk about, right?
So, but, you know, people also find me amusing, and I like making fun of the guy, so don't think that's going to change. Oh, very nice, Miriam. You're the other one that gave me the chat. Thank you for reporting from court. Thank you. That's very kind. I appreciate that. Dodge, you're an absolute legend, and your dog's adorable. Thank you. Almost all of Aaron's content is on other people's backs. Absolutely. Absolutely. And yeah, I mean, he got everything, you know, there's a lot of shit he got wrong in the court, too. He almost threw out the whole Danny Masterson case. Journalists. Yeah. People who tell me what's going on when I'm not there. That's it. Whether I'm good, whether I'm bad, whether I do meaningful work, not. I mean, I say I do meaningful work to some people. There are people objectively who find it valuable. If you don't find it valuable, that doesn't mean I'm not doing it, that it isn't journalism work, and that it isn't reporting. Just because you say it's not real, if there's hundreds of people, thousands of people saying it is good information, they appreciate watching it, then just by objective reasoning, I'm a journalist, not even to defend myself. What are your thoughts on David B abusing his wife? I don't know anything about. Is that David Comer? I don't know who David B is. Hey, you can't go in there. Can't go in there, man. Sorry. Toyota for the win. Aaron would scream, my nose, my precious nose. Yeah. That's all I want to. I don't know who is David B the same as David Comer? Is it different? Journalists are human too. I mean, that's the fun thing about YouTube, right? That's another reason. Again, Aaron's saying, like, obviously it would have been working for traditional news, which is dying. TV, nobody watches TV news anymore, so there's not much of a career in it. But he was like, oh yeah, so like obviously I got fired because I was an inaccurate journalist, not because of Scientology. Or else I would be doing a traditional job. But right, this comment, Briggs, I appreciate it. Journalists are human too. I always enjoyed having conversations and being human and have people understanding kind of the personal side of me and incorporating that. And that means being silly, and that means giving my opinions. And that means taking you with me during my day. And that means talking about politics with you, talking about other stuff. And, you know, it was interesting. The people that I worked for in TV news always said I should do that. They'd be like, Dodge, you'd be good at delivering the news and, like, digesting stuff. But, like, people also like watching you. And, like, you're interesting and can have, if you can incorporate that. So I thank my co-anchor, who's still doing well. He's in Charlotte. I thank my former co-anchor for giving me that advice. I thought that it really got me thinking. It's like, do news, but also have a conversational human aspect side. Like, do separate videos or streams. People know you, because you're like, it's very nice. It's like, you're investable. You're worthy of people investing with. And the way to do that is for them to get to know you. I wish him well. Julian Sador, you could look him up. But it's interesting with another argument, you know, Aaron's like, oh, still would have been working in TV news. Dude, so I worked in local TV. I never had a real career there. I did starter markets. You know, I'll be the first to tell you that. But out of, you know, I worked for probably 3 years total, 2 or 3 years, not that long. And out of all the people that I worked with, only 20%, only 20 are still in TV news. There's a small segment, and I'm proud of them for it, but it is certainly the minority. And I fucked up in various regards, right? You know, even like, you shouldn't have gotten fired for the Scientology piece, but to be a good journalist, you have to just parrot what CNN tells you. But even when they don't fuck up, that was the weirdest part to me, to see like the really on top. I was never the really on top of it journalist, no. But to see them be like, nah, I'm going to take a job in PR, fuck it, was always surprising to me. So I'm glad that I fell into this. Thank you, Christine. Christine, were you the one that I met? Maybe not. I watched you because you report on biasly. Thank you. See your personality, and to see I'm kind of looking more modern than I usually look. But here's my outfit, cold outfit, and I have a little Little sweater underneath. I don't know if you can see the sweater that much. But here's my outfit. You are a good Dodge. Much better than listening to Becky. Trying to give a car apart. Yeah, all right. Well, I'll do another deal. Well, the next DOA thing, I'll talk about it. He has his own cult, obviously. Dodge, you have the memory of a rock. You might be accurate. This is the David B. Did Scientology fair game you at your traditional job? Yeah, I mean, for those who don't, I mean, yes and no. For those who don't know the background, I said that Lisa Marie Presley was preparing to testify against Danny Masterson, that her best friend, one of Masterson's victims, called her and told her that she was raped by Masterson, and that Marie Presley was going to testify that she told her friend, because Scientology told her to tell her friend this, to stand down and not go to the police. And I, like, respected her. I was like, why is all these stories about her death not talking about this? What I thought was a pretty bold, heroic move. And so I just mentioned that. And the Scientology were so pushy. They're like, you have to fire him. Because my news director and the general manager, the people I actually worked with, wanted to keep me. But corporate was so scared of Scientology. And I even offered to never talk about Scientology again and even write an NDA. So it's not like I'm that heroic. But they're like, no, you have to fire him. And I was like, I could be on leave without pay for a month. They're like, nope, fire him. I was like, all right, bitch, you created this enemy. But of course, Aaron says that's not true. Because he's a fucking Neanderthal idiot piece of shit. Appreciate Becky, she's mad. Again, it's another, yeah, I appreciate her viewpoint too. Yeah, I appreciate her going, you know. I mean, look, I'll say this about Becky. She takes a while to get to the point, but she's never been inaccurate. I mean, all of her information has been correct. So, you know, if I'm not there, she's perfectly fine to listen to. Or even if I am there, she's perfectly good to listen to. Scientology is the truth. Hey, proof lady, you might be feeling pretty good right now with all this stuff happening. Nice to have an actual Scientologist. Air in the echo chamber, pretty much. Pretty much. Just trolls, Dodge. Ain't that the truth? You need some IK adjusting. Yeah. Word. I have no idea what you're talking about. We're talking about Aaron Smith Levin, who was found not guilty, but then I was covering his trial. Aaron is the main anti-Scientology guy. And he was put on trial for battery of a Scientologist. And he got found not guilty. And he was very mad that I showed up and covered it. And he endorsed his friends coming out and screaming at me. Because he endorsed it because he did a video where he said how much he liked the video. So he either gave them permission or thought it was a good thing to do afterwards. I'm close to positive Aaron gave them permission. I'm sure that Marilyn said, Mommy, can I attack Dodge? Mommy. And then Aaron said, attack. What the, you know, I'm curious. Do they think that that would actually get me to not sit in the trial? That would actually, like, rattle? It was just funny. Like, my mom was just laughing. My mom heard it, the whole thing. And she would, like, again, she thought a 15-year-old girl was screaming at me. And she was just like, that was hilarious. Like, what the fuck? So, I mean, maybe that's how I was raised. It's the wasp, stiff upper lip. You know, the wasps are not very emotive. We're emotive, but we don't get, we see the bigger picture and the actual effect versus the emotion of it. So that's a very waspy thing. We're very nonchalant. Unless something really, it's more about the effect versus the principle of things, right? The principle is somebody was very hostile to me and screaming, and that could shake somebody up. But the effect is, it doesn't, you know. The wasp away. Your mom was spot on, yes. Marilyn definitely comes across as somebody the maturity of a 15-year-old. Yeah. Well, I called Aaron and Jenna 9 and 10-year-olds. And they're like, how dare you? And I'm like, it's exactly how they act. Like, literally exactly how they act.
It was mild, I thought, unless I missed somebody. Again, I never felt unsafe. We all missed Cheryl's part. Cheryl, release the video. Cheryl, release the video. Release the Kraken. Guys, don't say anything mean, but if you do come across Cheryl's stream, just put a little message saying, hey, you should release a video. Because that was her exchange is the most batshit of them all. And her exchange is even worse because she is a witness. She should just post it. The trial's over, so there's nothing I can do about it now. Come on, Cheryl, post it. The trial's over. You can't get in trouble now. Just post it. What are you afraid of? Curious why she hasn't posted it. Why would she record me but not post it? So, yeah, just make some comments on her stream saying, just release a video. Nothing more. Don't say anything negative about her other than that. But just say, hey, can you release a stream? Can you release a video, Cheryl? Release a video. I mean, you guys spend non-stop criticizing me, yet you don't have the integrity or the comfort with yourself releasing something that you did. Oh, you know that you're a screaming maniac and that you almost blew his case. Never gonna say that, but you know that. Stupid. Yeah, she was like, fuck you! You fucking traitor! Fuck you! I don't have it. That's the thing, like Marilyn, stupid. I didn't think Marilyn was gonna post it. I was like, there's no way she's actually gonna. First I thought she was streaming and it was already there, which I was shocked about. Then once I found out after I mentioned it to Nora, so I feel bad. I talked with Jen. Jen was nice, and I even told Jen I wouldn't like post it or talk about it, but I assumed it had already been on stream, and then I did like my rundown. I didn't talk about it, but I assumed it was already streamed. Witchshare. How's Witchshare doing? Witchshare for president. That's a blast in the past. Thank you. I think he banned me as chat for being pro-Scientology. Hey, we allow pro-Scientologists here. Nice to have you, the proof. It's been a while since I've spoken with you, though. How have you been? Oh, looks like I'm going to use the block button. Yeah. Transatlantic accent is triple smite. Where is she from, Belly Left? Is she an Aussie or is she Brit? I have no idea. She probably low-class Brit, like Cockney Brit, like she's from like Manchester or Leeds. But I'm curious if Cheryl is Australian or British. I think she's British, but like low-class British. Cheryl, what did she do? Oh, feel free to post this, Mrs. Shea. Cheryl was the most psychotic of all of them confronting me. Cheryl, after that whole exchange was posted. After that, Cheryl, you think you end it? You think it was ended? And then Cheryl comes and starts screaming at me. And Cheryl's a witness in Aaron's trial. So they're saying how arrogant it is that, like, I'm saying I saved his case, but I literally saved his case. You're welcome. Us Aussies still. I didn't think so. I thought she's more British. Yeah, but it wasn't like a Londoner British accent. Her dad is British and Scottish. Well, she has a thick accent. Was she born and raised in the U.S.? Is it like Alec Baldwin's wife, who just puts on a fake accent? Some people do that for whatever reason. Yeah, good. So good pressure for Cheryl. Release the video. Come on, Cheryl, just do it. Right? She feels she's in the right the whole time. And Aaron, again, endorsed everything that they did. Again, Aaron endorsed everything that they did. So if Aaron supports you and you think you're in the right, Cheryl, just release it. It's not that hard. Just do it. Right? You're on the right. I'm not a real journalist, right? I'm just a traitor piece of shit. So everybody hates me, right, Cheryl? Everybody hates me, right? So what's the negative of posting this video? Oh, wait, actually, more people hate the guy I messed that one up. Whose head is up your ass, your head is up his ass, whose ass your head is up at. There we go. English, the UK is triple. Word. It's gonna be Scottish. Didn't have a Scottish people, you could barely understand them. I remember I met Irish Mart in I really liked Irish Mart. When I met Irish Mart in Denmark, but boy, I could understand maybe a third of what she was saying. I'm like, dude, you may as well be speaking a different language. We love you, Pro Saito. We can talk. I strive every day to see beyond the reality tunnel. Respect, Erie. I can communicate. Know this. I'm well versed on the bite model. That's key. I can't be indoctrinated. I admire that, right? So you know what to do to protect yourself from doing that. I visited Scotland once. It was nice. But I liked. Speak of the devil. Hey, Irish Mart. I was saying nice things about you. I was saying nice things about how much I liked you. I think you probably heard it, but how hard it is. It was like I could understand a third of what you were saying. And I really had to kind of like translate. Irish, right? Irish is someone that was very cool. I'm a big fan. You guys subscribe to Irish Mart. I will say, you know, it's. I'm glad I had that experience in Denmark because without you guys on the chat, without this confirmation, sometimes you feel like when you show up to that event. When I showed up to Florida, I felt very alone. Like I was and to them I was the asshole in the room. And it reminds me of like, you know, meeting Miriam and Irish Mart, a lot of really cool people. Some are still not on my team. I know there's Kirby's mom I lost because she likes DOA a lot, but I still love her. I understand her reasoning. But it was nice to be like, you know, with a group of people who felt like I felt very at ease. And some of these things you don't know, you know, if people could be attacking for your left or right flank, like you have to put your guard up, but not really in Denmark. We're all with you in spirit. Thank you. Is your dog with you? He is right here. He's having a good time. Some SNPs would agree with you. The way UK is not united for a long time. Yeah, there's divisions everywhere. Eh? I went to Nottingham, knew less about what they were saying than in Mexico. That's funny, right? Irish speaks the true. That is the original English, isn't it? I mean, the Americans have bastardized it, and the Brits even bastardized it. It's a fair point. Irish Mart speaks like, what was that old book? I can't remember. It was a book in Chaucer. Irish speaks Chaucer tales, something. Canterbury tales. Dog is so adorable. Thank you. Take a guess. What do you think he is? Hard to figure it out. He's probably definitely half shepherd. Nice, Marissa. My dog is a chunker like that too. Yeah, people make fun of his weight. He does need to lose weight. I think he's lost a little bit though. But it's my problem. You want to walk? You want to do anything? No? I'll feed him like chicken and I'll cook him pork chops and steak. You report the news, not make it. Lol. Chaucer, yeah, there you go. It's definitely a mutt. Nice tail now, right? Classic. Add Welsh independence in the major DUP versus Sinn Féin. That I don't know about. I have to look up. Amen, Donna, because you're surrounded by decent people while you were in Denmark. That is effective protesting. Fact. Oh, and Aaron tried to denigrate like me making that comment because I was insulting him and like was talking about how, you know, his way was the best. Okay. That's the funny part that like Marilyn was so like I wasn't even going to use it. I asked for Marilyn's permission and she said no. So all right, fine. But then like they used my own footage in members only without asking me, which is fine. I would have given permission anyway, but they didn't. And then they talked about me. Marilyn talked shit about me. She had me on for a moment. Had a conversation that didn't really go anywhere. But, you know, no reason not to be polite. But, like, Marilyn talked about me once, and Aaron with Marilyn talked about me twice. And then Marilyn aired my video and my footage, and they talked shit about me. So, like, yeah, I'm going to put this the fuck up, stupid. Stupid. Probably why it's still up, too. It's still up, right, guys? I haven't gotten a single email saying taking it down. As of 5 o'clock, 2,000 views later. I wonder if she honestly, like, thought, like, I guess to her audience, it makes her look good. I'm so awful. Like the chats, like on her side, were just what a piece of like that. I'm slimy. I'm a liar. You know that I've never been a journalist. I mean, she just loves. It's weird. It's just a low. Like I've never like talked about her lifestyle. They love analyzing my background. She did a whole thing of like, as if it's a bad thing or I was embarrassed or anything. She did a whole thing about my background and also mentioned I was on a reality show, which is nothing I hide. You guys should look it up. I was on a reality show with Ice-T called Ice-T's Rap School. You can look it up on YouTube if you search Ice-T's Rap School. And I was about 15 and it was on VH1 and Ice-T came to my prep school and tried to teach us how to rap. We were all terrible. We opened for Public Enemy at the end. And I was so bad, I was trying to be the freestyler. One guy threw a nickel at me, another one threw a cup at me. And then I was trying to take my mic into the audience, being like, hey, hey. And then one guy like tried to forcibly grab the microphone away from me. So it was kind of a wild scene. But then Ice-T had all three of them thrown out and like came up on stage and like cursed him out. And I actually like battle rapped the guy back and said I was gonna like come into his house, creep in while he's sleeping and kill him. So, you know, at least like I responded. But she was so obsessive, like she just is very eager to attack the way I live my life. And like I never mention anything about her life, except that I demand a free crocheted true to size penis. She sent me last time I requested one. The crochet penis was too small. It did not match the size of my penis. I demand an accurately sized crochet penis. And that's the thing. She doesn't need to give me an apology. If she just sends me a free, accurately sized crochet penis, all will be forgiven. Maybe I'll even take the video down. Hey, Marilyn, I'll take the video down if you send me a true to size free crochet penis. This is a giant love fest. Have you all been vaccinated? I've been vaccinated. I only got the one see, I'm very in the middle. I only got the Johnson & Johnson. And then I'm like, and the Johnson & Johnson counted for 2. So I'm like, I don't need to do the booster and the this and the that and the that and the this. Telenovela Maryland, yeah. You were a gentleman while Marilyn was bullying you. Yeah, you know, I'm not like that. I'm not just saying mean things constantly to people and analyze her life and the amount of time that she spends, you know, doing a whole bunch of nothing because we're clout chasers. Yeah, Kaylee Maryland flew from Vermont. That's a long trip. Transfer Ellie. That's the thing. I wouldn't have gone there if I had to transfer planes. Hell no. So she has more commitment than I do. If there's any transference of any plane, I'm like not going. That's why I went, because I was in Dallas, so it wasn't a long trip. If I were in New York, it might be a little less worth it. But New York is not too far, obviously, from Tampa. But, like, if the flight is over 2.5 hours, fuck it. He's no name. How far are you walking? That's a great question. Well, you've been walking for a while. I mean, again, Maryland can't comprehend this, that some people like to spend their day walking. Like, she just thought it was shocking. Like, who walks a half hour? Who walks 2 miles? Me, every day, all the time. If you've ever seen my stream, like right now, stupid. Some people like to walk and be outdoors and are healthy. Oh well. She was shocked at that. So, you're walking for a while. I don't know how far we're walking. I'm just letting the dog walk to where he wants. And once the dog gets tired, he always knows where the car is, so he'll just go the direction of where the car is. I have it saved where I parked the car too. But he'll kind of know. And so once it starts raining too much, he'll want to go back in. We might get really caught in this rain though, because we're probably a good half mile or something, maybe even a mile from where the car is. You're very yes, funny. You're very untypical American, says Hans. I approve. Hans, you from Germany? It's in the name Hans. Yes, right. A lot of Americans don't walk, which is ironic because there are walking areas. There are plenty of walking. You have to drive to them, but there are plenty of walking areas in the U.S. Just nobody really does it. It's not a culture. There's a whole cultural thing of people who just like don't walk. Like, it's one of the great joys of life. See, people would be a lot more calm if they just spent most of their day outside. That's really why I like to do this. I like to be outside most of the day. I love rain. Yes, now it's really raining, but not so bad where the dog wants to retreat. But hopefully it doesn't get there. German, very cool. I've only been to Berlin, but it was cool. Sometimes you have to, this is true too. Sometimes you even have to walk without the other shoe. Yeah, I'm surprised the dog has not asked for me to throw my shoe yet. Is it true that New Yorkers walk or taxi versus LA pollution ugly? Yes, or subway. New Yorkers do a lot of subways. Like, all right, so when I'm in New York City, like Manhattan, I don't bring my car. Or if my dad has a place in Manhattan, there's a few times I stay there. He doesn't like the dog staying there, so I don't stay there that often. But when I stay there, I'll leave my car at my mom's house, which is an hour north. Like, it's an hour north of New York City, just north of Westchester and Putnam County. But I won't drive a car in New York, no. Like, I won't even bring a car into Manhattan. I did it a few times. It's frightening. Walk, so she doesn't, yeah. That's funny. Hey, Marissa, it took me 2.5 hours to walk 5 miles yesterday because it took a 40-minute work home. Yeah, so that's a pacing thing, too. So I pace when they're teasing me the pacing thing. But, I just pace when I talk on the phone. Your dog doesn't have a name, boy or girl. He is a boy. He has a name. His name is Name. Because who's on first? And I have such a weird name. My name is Dodge. I'm like, all right, I want a name that no other dog has. And I was like, because nobody else has a first name Dodge. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to name him Name. Although I don't really call him Name. I have just sounds that I use that he responds to. I think he thinks his name is Hey. NYC continues to strive to be a walkable city. Big priority here. It's good. It's quiet. AF with congestion pricing. Yes, I've heard that congestion pricing. Are you right in New York? That congestion pricing has kind of calmed things down, which is nice. Oh, Name, I like it. Glad you like it. Well, hey. My dogs slow me down. My dogs slow me down too. I try to let them stiff. Respect to you, Marissa. I love it. Are you in Portland, PDX? Sometimes strangers stop me and talk for hours. Same with me. It's funny with that. Dog hates that. The dog's being really slow and a stranger comes to have a conversation, because I'm Mr. Friendly. It comes to have a conversation, the dog gets bothered, and then he starts getting fast and wanting to walk again. Mr. Rude. I've known a Dart and a Dig. Wow. I was named after a Dodge Dart. It's my dad's first car. 30 minutes south of Portland. Very cool. Portland. You loved Portland, didn't you? He loves the lushness of Portland. Hopefully we'll be able to come back. We only got to spend 4 nights in Portland. I wish it was longer. I don't know why anyone has an issue with Dodge these days. He has a loyal personality. Thank you. Well, that was a weird thing. I've never been that hostile. It's not like I was DOA or some of these, or even Nora, being very, Nora understandably, but being very at the top of your lungs, wild, constantly talking about the person. I barely talked about the guy. I've done in terms of negative videos, I've done 3 negative videos about him. I'm about to do a 4th, which will be uploaded soon. But I've done 3 negative videos about it. It's just he actively looks for enemies because it's content. I think deep down in his heart, he doesn't hate these people as much as he projects, but he needs the content. He out of thin air, he looked for people to hate. He's like, all right, who could I hate today? That person said one not nice thing about me. All right, let's destroy that person. It's a constant, and the fucking weirdness of him looking at my stream. He commented a lot about my stream and my report, and looking at all the comments, and he spends all his time sifting through people's videos and materials, and saying, all right, there, okay. If somebody says, oh, I love Aaron, I watch him all the time, I think he was a little reckless in this situation. There, he was reckless. All right, 0 to 6, Maryland, let's talk about what a piece of shit that person is. Even though they probably supported Aaron 98% of the time, if they said one little comment, that's it. Just get George and Maryland to watch the stupid content and find out of thin air that one little word that you could hold against somebody to ruin everything about them. One little word. Sounds like our president. I think your videos have been very fair towards the people you've reported or interviewed. Thank you. Aaron just lists controversy. I appreciate it. That's the weird part. The whole time I was like, this is unjust. He should not be found guilty. I don't think that's fair. And like, what's your problem? Any of their problems with me being there? Fine. I've spoken out against you, and I don't like your, insane personal life, because you constantly talk about your personal life and do crazy abusive shit. But like, this has nothing to do with me being there. I was simply going to talk about the case. But then, of course, he approves and endorses people screaming at me. Again, Aaron approves and endorses that. Knew about it, approved it, endorsed it. Great way to keep yourself out of jail, stupid fucker. You have life experiences pulled from perspectives that others cannot understand. Thank you. Keep being yourself. Well, that's why I take a step back. It's like, it's been my life. I just love to travel. I spent my life traveling the whole continent, meeting people extensively from all 3 countries, all different races and economic situations and political spheres. And so I understand people who do group think. So that's why I'm relatively nonchalant about it, but yeah, you the more you travel, the more you understand people, the more you let it less affect you, because it's just like, oh, it's part and parcel. Like, they're just part of the messaging. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. That's different. I didn't know that, Dodge. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Dude, I've always been a road dog. Always. Since I was 19. First time in college. First trip. I took a little trip across the coast and into Canada, visiting all my, via Greyhounds, visiting all my college friends that I had just made. And then I was like, I love this. And now I've been to 50 states in the U.S., and I've been to 6 provinces in Canada, and I've been to 27 states in Mexico as well. I spent probably about half of my adult life traveling, about a solid half, which is unusual. Very unusual, different lifestyle, most people. And that's why I really adore doing this, because it creates travel with a point. Like, me and my dog had a really fun time getting down to Dallas and down to Texas. And then it was really productive covering the race. But it was nice because I could do the thing I love the most, but have a point and a goal to it, right? So it's like, we're in Dallas now. We're going to head back up northeast, see my mom for about 2 weeks, and then we'll take a nice leisurely, probably 9-day trip to get out to Michigan. And then we'll camp out in Michigan for the primary. And then after the primary is done, we're going to take a week, 2 weeks. Oh, we're going to cover the Thomas Massey re-election a week later in Cincinnati. It's out in Kentucky, in exurban Cincinnati, suburban Cincinnati. And then we're going to drive to Maine and cover the Senate primary there. And then we'll be home maybe for 2 or 3 weeks, and I'll see my mom and my dad and my brother and my nephew, and see a few ball games. My nephew likes to play soccer. See a few soccer games. Just try to make sure to do that. And then we'll either go to Georgia or Ohio to cover the general election. And then we'll chill. And then I'll camp out in New Hampshire for president. Thank you for Laura NP. Very kind. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. You guys have been very generous today. I need to get bullied more often. This is super sweet. Thank you for Laura NP. Marilyn is in the ASL cult, and ASL learns everything about it from F. Sciento. Right. Please do not stop covering every single aspect of this protesting movement. You're the one I follow now, Dodge. That makes me feel really good. Thank you. Thank you. Like, it's really nice to hear comments like that, just to be reminded. Like, the only thing that matters to me is, am I useful? Doesn't matter what team I'm on. Doesn't really matter the views. Doesn't matter the money I make, the super chats I get. Did somebody find what I did to be useful? And with that, whether I'm a real journalist or fake journalist, whatever you want to call me, there is meaning and value in my life and what I do. So that comment means more to me than you'll ever it's much deeper to me than you might have even thought. Oh, Sigma Lie. It's code word for squirrel. Oh, he disappeared. Sorry, man. I think he disappeared. Oh well. So thank you. They project it like nobody's watching. Aaron's like, there's no reason for him to come here. That's like, it's like, and there was a journalist here who felt a so-called journalist, he's a little effeminate in the way he speaks. He might be a little gay. A so-called journalist was here. I don't even know why he was here. Because thank you for reminding me. That's why I'm here. Stupid. And I'm not going to stop covering, even if whether I go to not go to the trial. I think I'm going to go to the trial just to piss off Aaron. Fuck it. They acted like such psychotic babies. It's great for content. Donna, he is okay. It's not last week. I don't know what you're talking about. I am paraphrasing out the word overcharged. Yeah. Thank you, Marga. How do I say your name? Margartista? Dodge said repeatedly he did not want Aaron to lose the case. Right. Aaron didn't even give a detailed explanation of what happened. He flippantly said a few moments in the court case. But like I could tell you, I talked a lot more about the details than he did. Yeah, he's accusing me of falling asleep. All right. Make that make sense. Stupid. Just an idiotic swine. He looks more, instead of a freak, every time I see him, he looks more swine-like. He acts more swine-like, and he looks more swine-like. I mean, I understand that because, again, he couldn't comprehend that a human being would walk 2 miles. That's just not, he doesn't think that's physically possible. He thinks it's physically possible to throw a woman on the concrete ground. He'll happily do that, but he won't walk. He won't walk 30 minutes. It's a bridge too far. Just doesn't know how. You don't want him to keel over. Hopefully Nora reads the transfer. Yeah, Nora can read my stuff. Aaron is so thin-skinned. Yep. Thank you. That's very sweet. I noticed you watching Margartista. Did I say that right? I liked your Luigi Mangione trial. Yeah, and that's there's full coverage. The full trial is coming up, so I'll be in New York for that. And it's interesting, like that has really, the Mangione trial, it was only 3 separate days, but boy, like at each day I grew like by 200 subs. So, it'll be interesting to see. I'm just a small channel of 11,000, but post Luigi, I might be 14,000 or 15,000. So all the more of a credibility to continue talking shit about Aaron and have a bigger audience, some that don't even know about it, have passing interest, found me for other stuff, and that'll be their first introduction to him. So, sounds good to me. I'd love to introduce Aaron's physical abuse to a new audience. I'd love to introduce the abuse that would qualify him for prison to a new audience. That would be great. He doesn't walk. He goes to the gym, brah. Doesn't look like it to me. But say what you will. I will admit, I haven't gone to the gym in 20 years. My friends in Albany took me to, my coworker that I worked with, co-anchor that I had, took me to the gym in Albany once. And it was intense, and then I felt so sore I never went back. Pardon me. Like you guys. Well, for a moment. People invest in Luigi. Yeah, that's an interesting. I think the hero worship. I mean, look, like a lot of this is just subjects of hero worship, right? Any of this. There are people who worship Luigi Mangione. I don't worship him or think he's a good guy for killing somebody. I think he should be probably found not guilty for reason of insanity. Hey, and a part of me respects and understands, but we still shouldn't be celebrating him. But that's what a lot of this stuff is, right? Is finding that singular media figure. Hey. Chill. It's finding that singular media figure who has like a big cult following.
Gyms are gross to me. Yeah, I don't like them. I don't like them at all. But, you know, I'll never have muscle, right? I'm just skinny mini. So, if I want to build up muscle, go to the gym. But, you know, I like not going to the gym because, like, I never worry about how much I eat, ever. Like, it's never a thing. We're like, oh, I shouldn't be eating this. I can eat whatever I want, whenever I want. And this, like, my thinness maintains itself just because I do something I like to do, which is walk. Going to the gym wouldn't be fun. My best friend's dad, oh, wow, yeah, of course. How cool, SJ. Best friend's dad is Brian Steele, of course. Diddy's very effective lawyer. The Diddy trial got me a lot of coverage, too. He got me a lot of subscribers as well. You walk miles and burn it off walk. Yeah. They're still walking. We've been talking for an hour and a half. The hostel where he got seen on remote camera, Luigi, is 2 blocks from where I live. Oh, cool. Oh, you're on, well, I guess you're on 110th in Amsterdam? I had counselors who stayed at that hostel. Camp counselors from Britain who visit New York and stay at that hostel. It's kind of a good hostel. I used to live on 88th and West End. So it's probably 20 blocks south of you. 20 blocks south of you. Are they putting LM in a double jeopardy situation? They didn't read him his rights. They're trying to throw away a lot of that. I don't think they've come to a decision about that, but they didn't read him his rights. Right now, there still are 2 separate cases. Well, 3. There's 3. There's Pennsylvania, which is the simple weapons possession charge. And then there's a state New York charge and a federal charge in New York City. So he has 3. That's why it's so interesting. It'll be so interesting to focus on, because it's like the 3 things. And I'll be in, I think it's in, where in Pennsylvania it is? Hollidaysburg, which is not near much of anything. But the dog will like it because I think it's near the mountains and stuff. So we'll be in Hollidaysburg covering that trial as well. Yes, Amy, I think they're going to try to make an example of Luigi Mangione. Yes, and I think very specifically, Alvin Bragg is the DA in Manhattan. And of course, he was quite known for charging Trump. He was certainly more of the left option when he ran for district attorney. And he has gotten a lot of blame, understandably, from the New York Post and stuff for letting people loose and being light on crime. This is a very good press-heavy trial where he can make himself look like the conservative for being tough on Mangione and saying, hey, listen, like, I'm not this hardcore leftist. Like, I'm trying to fry this guy, right? Now it's just one case. But Bragg is a very interesting character because I think I think ultimately he wants to do attorney general or something, and he's using. This is gonna be the case. I mean, he's already been famous because of the Trump stuff, but he's like, all right, this will be the case that like helps you win a general election, because he's trying to go for the moon, in my opinion. I voted for him. I remember he ran against a woman named Talia Weinstein, who was like funded by Israel and was very conservative, but I don't know if I regret it or not. Don't forget Candace Owens if the court case gets off the ground. Yeah, I'm still waiting, because Wilmington would be a cool place to hang out in. We definitely 1,000% cover that. That's a wild case. Mrs. J, you still have the skills you magician you. Respect to Mrs. J. Aw, thank you. Oh, hey, geek. You're a ginger stud. Your haters can't take it. That's very kind. Pardon me. Do you snooze Zin? No, I heard a lot of people snooze. Snoo. Death by snoo. I know double jeopardy is something we do not do. Yeah. You have the skills and magician you. Word. He would drown in his own sweat. Donna. That's funny. Oh.
Donna, oh, Donna, I had a friend, and Aaron was his name. Since he left me, his friends just scream at me. But he should not be guilty. Aaron, can't you see? I didn't fuck your case. Hey. I follow a whale watching chat. We have pod of orcas. Cool. Coming up Vancouver Harbor on my side. I'm going to walk a block to a small park. Wow. If I can see them, I'll come back if I see her live. Let me know if you see them. That's very cool, Donna. Donna, where are you where you get to see orcas? That's pretty awesome. Puppy missed you. He's having a good time. I don't think he's going to end this anytime soon. I might need to end this relatively soon or else I'm going to lose battery. But Alvin Bragg is going for the death penalty. Yes, you got that correct. He is, which again is against his type, or against the people say he's very hard left on criminal justice stuff, which, I mean, in my opinion is a good thing, but I don't hate Bragg, Bragg sought the death penalty, but they threw it out. So that's something that's been decided on. He cannot get the death penalty. Bragg tried, and then he didn't get it. See something. Very cool, Mrs. J. We have dolphins, basking sharks in my local bay. Where are you? UK, Mrs. J? Do they have orcas there? I guess so. That's scary. Air still not survive. Florida praising 75% of air conditioning. Is that true? We should do duet with Nora one day. Mateo. That's funny. All right, guys, I might sign off relatively soon. Love you all. I gotta go preserve battery. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you for your super chats. That's very kind. Means a lot because, you listen to them. And you may as well just kill yourself. Oh, Aaron's talking about how encouraging Nora to kill herself. That's a new low. That's a disgusting new low. So, don't encourage people to kill themselves. It's fucking disgusting, guys. Dodge, but I didn't do it. Thanks, Dodge. Happy day to Dog. Dog says thank you. Oh, I did not know that. Yeah, check it out. That's the thing. Not gonna get copyright stricken. Any crazy shit he has his members only stream, I'll just transcribe it and read it. And I'll read the whole thing. Because I'm a member. So, nothing you gonna do, bitch. Bye-bye, guys.